transform, and roll out. Greetings. I am Optimus Prime.
This is going to be a review on a really cool helmet. It is a 1:1 scale, fully wearable Optimus Prime helmet by Modern Icons. So stick around. All right, how's everyone doing? Like I said in the intro, this is a review and helmet comparison of a fully wearable 1:1 scale Optimus Prime helmet by Modern Icons. Let's get the box thing out of the way in case you guys want to see the box. Now, again, I don't think the box is anything big here, but I do got to say one thing about the box. It took me back. It took me back to my childhood. So there's the front of the box. There's the side. Again, just depicting the actual product and the features of the product. I picked this up at GameStop. It was $109. If you want to pick one up, they only had one, and I've been looking online. They're not that easy to find, so if you found one and you're interested in picking one of these up, go ahead and jump on it. I think they're going to be a little scarce. So what I really want to show you guys as far as the artwork is the back of this thing and the artwork on the back. Now, I'm a collector. I do have a good amount and my fair share of Transformers collectibles as far as the action figures, toys, whatever. And I see this artwork obviously on the newer releases, but here it is. All right, so this took me back to my childhood, back in the 80s. And I do gotta say that is the original artwork that first came out on the toys, on the back of the toy boxes. That was the initial or the original artwork. And it's beautiful. You know, it shows a different variation of Optimus Prime. You know, he looks a little different. It looks more Japanese anime type of a design. But my first Transformer ever was Skywarp. Okay, and I think my mom bought it for me at Kmart or something like that, and it had this on the back of the box. So this actually took me back. That part of the design I love, okay, because that's the original artwork that was on the action figures back in the day. So let's go ahead and bring the figure out, or the actual helmet out. All right, and this is it here. Okay, I'll give you guys a full 360 view here. Okay, working our way to the back. There's the right side. Back at the helmet.
More than meets the eye.
Oops, sorry about that. I went ahead and hit the activation button by accident. But now you can see that the eyes do light up and then he does talk. There's a border view from the front, left and right. Bring them up a little closer. All right, so my initial thoughts when I opened this box was, this is awesome, okay? I mean, it was awesome, okay? Just pulling out of the box, I was like, all right, this thing is heavy. The construction on it is really well done, okay? It is beautifully designed, all right? It is plastic, all right? The entire helmet is plastic, all right? And the paint work on it is really well done. The paint is more of a like a neon electric blue type color scheme, okay, which is very reminiscent, I would say, of the 1980s G1 cartoon design. All right, so the paint work is good. The color choice on this is a good color choice. All right, the actual silver paint, okay, is good. All right, it's well done. You can tell that it's definitely not gray, that it is a silver paint. Okay, along with his face, the colors do match on the face and the actual mouth plate. All right, the color on the actual vent is a little darker, but it's weathered, so it looks really good. All right, I gotta say I like it. I opened it up and I was looking at it and I was like, okay, this is a nice helmet. All right, this is very, very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the inside. All right, so the interior, again, like most of the helmets that I've been finding lately, whether they're Hasbro or modern icons, they are, I mean, just overall very nice. Okay, the interior is also a very nice design inside. All right. The again, the part to hold your head in place is a hard hat liner with a ratchet system on it. So it does the job. You know, they work well. It does the job to hold your head in the right or the proper, to provide a proper fit. So most of the helmets that I've been seeing or coming across nowadays do have that hard hat liner inside with a ratchet system. This is no different, okay? It's the same thing, all right? Now, visibility, all right, out of the eyes, you are gonna see and experience a bit of distortion with this particular helmet, all right? I would say that visibility is about 60 to 70%. There is going to be some mild distortion there because of the lenses, and I believe that is just the curvature of the lens or something like that. It's very common for these helmets to have some sort of distortion. The best I can describe it is between a Stormtrooper helmet having a flat lens, which is near 100% visibility except for the shading, and a bubble lens, which has some distortion in it as far as your visibility. But this has a little bit of visibility issues, so you're at about 70%, between 60 and 70%. You can still see very well. You're not gonna have problems bumping into things or falling over things, but just know that that's gonna be an issue as far as the visibility inside there, okay? Features on the helmet, all right? You guys heard when I hit it by accident that it does have phrases, and we're going to go through those, but it also has light up eyes. Okay, now you can see at this one here, the eyes are completely lit, and this one, just so that you can see through them very well, the eyes are mostly lit on the outside edges here. Okay, but in low light, it looks like the whole eye is lit. If you looked closely on my intro video, when I was actually wearing the helmet, you can see that yes, it does light up, but you can also see the wearer's eyes as a result. So this is, you know, remember that these things are designed for different ages, so they're going to have a certain level of safety in them. All right, so they don't want the visibility to be too off when you're wearing this thing. So the lenses are going to be lighter in color. When the lights are on, you're going to be able to see the wearer's eyes and stuff like that. Okay, but the button here to activate the phrases is on the side. All right, it's just molded perfectly into the side of the helmet. All right, so all you do is press that, and I believe he has 5 sayings. I'll try to hold this here so you can hear them. Okay, there's a transformation sound.
Transform and roll out.
The iconic Optimus Prime transform roll out.
Greetings. I am Optimus Prime. So we meet again.
You can see his eyes lit, and like I said, they're mostly lit on the outside edges.
More than meets the eye.
And that's it. It just keeps going through those in sequence. Okay. Like I was talking about the design of the helmet overall. It is a beautiful design. Okay. Now I will say that this is an artist's take on the G1 or Generation 1 helmet, which is the original cartoons that were released in the 80s. All right. And the reason I'm saying that is not because it says it anywhere in the box or anything, but I'm going basically by the artwork on the back of the box. So if you're going to put Generation 1 artwork on the box, I'm thinking that the artist that designed this had G1 in mind. And it is very close and similar to a Generation 1 Optimus Prime head. All right, you can see that it has the antennas on the side. It has the ridges here. It has a center ridge that houses the actual vent. All right, he has a mouthpiece covering him. He has the nice design of the eyes and stuff like that. But you will see some variations between this and an actual G1 helmet, which is what I have here. This is much closer to a Generation 1 helmet than this is, or this would be. But overall, I got to say that I like the design. It's very nice. It's different, obviously. Okay, it's a different type of design, but it's nice. Okay, a G1 helmet doesn't have these
transform and roll out.
These vents here, these openings here. All right, but this one obviously does. This one does not. All right, we'll get to the comparison part of this in a second. Okay, but again, overall, not a bad design. It is a nice design.
I am Optimus Prime.
And I keep hitting that. All right. The back of the helmet, to assist in opening as part of the design, does have a back door. Okay, so it does open up, and I guess it'll help get the helmet on if you have a larger size head or whatever the case is. So this part opens up and it snaps back in place. All right. Let's talk about size. If you guys are interested in the actual size of the helmet, all right, let's get my measuring tape here. And as far as height on this thing, I would put it at about 11.5. Okay, let's get it. Yeah, about 11.5 as far as how tall it is. The width of the helmet, I'll put it at about 10.5. Okay, so we're talking about 10.5 inches wide. Okay, 11.5 inches tall. All right. The actual opening of the area for you to put your head in. All right, so from left to right, we're talking about 6.75, so 6 3/4. From left to right as far as width, and then from front to back, we're at about 9 inches. Okay, so I believe that, I think 23. Okay, 23-inch head. I think if you have a 23.5, 23, 22, you're gonna be okay. If you start pushing into 24s, 25s, as far as a very big head size, you're gonna have problems getting into this thing. All right, even with the back door, just because of the sides here. Okay, so I have a 22-inch head, and I have about maybe a ½ an inch on each side before it starts squeezing me. So, you know, I'd say 23, 23.5 is probably the biggest it'll go. At 24, 25, you're gonna have some problems getting this thing on your head. All right, that's just about it. All right, let's get to the comparison part of this. Okay, so again, a very nice design, but this helmet here would be a little bit closer to what an actual Generation 1 Optimus Prime helmet would look like. All right, and I'm gonna take this thing off the stand real quick so you guys can see it. And I'm also gonna shut the eyes off so you guys can get a better view of it. And bam. Okay, so this here, okay, would be a much better representation of a G1 Optimus Prime helmet. All right, again, very clean as far as the look, okay, because it is a cartoony type looking helmet. All right, now this particular helmet was cast by Jesse Malero. You can find him on a couple of different places, but mostly on Instagram. He is local to the Miami area. All right, now when I purchased this from him, I had this for years, and just recently I went ahead and repainted it. I say about maybe 4 months ago, I repainted it. So, and I wanted to give it a more realistic look to it as far as the color. So I went with a much darker blue, almost like a navy. Okay. But I would say that if I was going for a cartoon type helmet, that it would be closer to something like this. Something like this color, all right, and the light blue spectrum is what you would want to do if you wanted to give it that cartoony type Optimus Prime look, all right? But since I wanted it to be a little bit more real world or something like that, I gave it that darker navy look, okay? You can see that I went ahead and painted that mouth plate in chrome. Okay, so it is a very nice chrome. Hard to pick up on the camera, but all the way through. And then I painted his face gray, and his vent is also that chrome, same chrome color. Okay. The eyes do light up, and when they light up, they are very like a light blue color. All right, but just look at the design where it has the same antenna and the ridges, but the actual crest itself is a much higher crest than on this here. Okay, so this is a much taller crest, very reminiscent of the G1. Okay, and then the overall design all the way around is very simple. All right, very simple. There's nothing complicated about it, the design or anything like that. Okay, and this is exactly how he is and how he looks in the cartoon. Okay, it's a very simple design. Okay, the size comparison between these two is very comparable. Okay, if you look at them side by side, you can tell that they are very similar in size. Here's from the top, and again, this has that taller crest, so it's probably about, I would say, about ½ inch taller. All right, then we go to the side views. Okay, again, they're close in scale. On the back, you can see the differences in design again. Okay, there you go, lined up. And then we go to the other side, and there they are. Head to head. Let's turn these lights back on and put this guy back on the stand. There we go. All right, so how does he relate to other helmets? Put the measuring tape away. Let's see what we got here. Got a couple of helmets. And again, these are Black Series helmets, but a lot of people are familiar with the Black Series helmets, so you can see how they compare with the Black Series. Okay, I'm trying to line these up as best as possible, and bam, there it is. So this is the Black Series Mando helmet. Size comparison with the Optimus Prime helmet. Okay, let's put this guy away. We have a Shadow Trooper. Again, Black Series Shadow Trooper. There's a size comparison. Let's see, and we have a Death Watch helmet. This is your Death Watch helmet. Again, a Hasbro Black Series. This would be the same size as a Boba Fett helmet. Prototype helmet as well. Okay, there's a size comparison between those two. All right, that's it. Again, overall, very nice design. I like it. I've always been a big Transformers fan, so you know, I just couldn't, you know, see this and not buy it. Okay, this is a very nice helmet, guys, and if you see one out there and you're a Transformers fan and you're into this kind of stuff, like collecting helmets or whatever the case may be, there's probably a reason why you're watching this video, and I would tell you, buy it. Okay, don't think about it. These are a little bit more work. All right, they're actually more expensive. If you buy it in kit form, you're gonna have to paint it yourself. You have to install the LEDs and the lights. There's no phrases or no. This one does not talk. All right, unless you talk for it. So yeah, pick one up. They're very, very nice. Okay, it's excellent. If you're building an EVA or EVA foam suit, and you're building a full Optimus Prime suit, this would be the perfect helmet to complement that suit with. Okay, now depending on the color of your suit, you may have to repaint it, but this is an excellent base for anything. Okay, this was supposed to be released in the first quarter of this year, and it was actually released very recently. I'd say in May is when it came out, and I was lucky to find one in a GameStop. I believe that there's a Megatron helmet coming out. It was supposed to be released now in May, but it obviously is going to be pushed back a little further now. Maybe within the next couple of months it'll be released, and I'm planning on picking one of those up as well if I come across one. If not, I'm gonna have to try to find one online somewhere. But you gotta have the set, right? You gotta have Megatron with Optimus Prime. And I've had a Megatron helmet that I've been working on for, I don't know, close to a year off and on, and it's finally given me a little motivation to push it and start working on it. And that's this over here. That's this. Okay, so this is my Megatron helmet that I've been working on. And if I'm able to pick up the Megatron helmet from Modern Icons, I'll try to have this thing ready by then, and then I'll do a comparison video between the two and what I did as far as painting that one up and stuff like that. Okay, but that's it, guys. As always, thank you very much for watching. You guys keep building out there, keep collecting. I'm gonna try to do another video very soon because the item that I want to do the helmet review on is on the way. Okay, it's being shipped, it's on the way, and when I get it, I want to try to do a review on that one as soon as possible. Okay, but yeah, thanks again, and you guys be easy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.